Hey, 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 welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know if you're new to my channel, I like to go deep within my readings. So I look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. So the readings tend to be a little bit longer because we go into those different elements. So these readings are more healing, they're more empowering, they give you the power back. A lot of times when you're dealing with karmics, we wind up inheriting negative karmic retribution, and then we're like stuck with this energy that tends to affect us. We wind up changing our behaviorisms unconsciously. We wind up developing core beliefs that are out of alignment with our true self, our higher self. So, shadow healing is all about integrating the spiritual lesson so that you can transmute that negative energy. Because when you're dealing with karmic, what does that person do? They trigger you, and they trigger you to feel negative emotions. So, those emotions don't just dissipate, they need to be transmuted. So when we see like a soulmate twin flame relationship, that relationship has the potential to transmute the negative energy that both parties have accumulated over time, not just within the relationship. The relationship pulls out the trauma by, again, the triggers, but that energy is actually you're able to manifest with that energy. That energy of passion is also considered fire, and fire is the only like element out of all the elements, earth, air, wind, that's and fire. Obviously fire is the only energy to be able to change negative energy. So that's why when you are connected to a soulmate twin flame, there's usually a soul purpose that helps create balance. There's usually um, a a um, a job, I should say, either a job or purpose connected to that job that both parties play in manifesting in order to transmute the negative energy. Because we have to do something with the negative energy. We can't just say, well, it's no longer there. It doesn't work like that. You have to do something with it. All right. I don't know why I just told you that about soulmate twin flames, but I just kind of felt like I needed to, because a lot of times people think that karmic mates are twin flame relationships, and they're not. They're two totally different things. They're I don't know why that does that. It's so irritating when you have Apple, everything connects. So my phone's connected to the computer, even if I don't want it to be. Anyway, so when you're dealing with like a karmic mate, that a lot of times you think that you're dealing with a soulmate twin flame. You're not. And you're not because that person just comes into your life to teach you lessons, not to create anything. Sometimes we get fooled into thinking that there are soulmate twin flame, and then what happens is that that person winds up betraying you, victimizing you. Then you wind up being stuck in like a karmic theme. And I'm kind of feeling like this message is going to be for someone that thinks that they're in a soulmate twin flame connection, but it was really a karmic connection. We're going to see why. I don't know why I get told things ahead of time, but let's see. Anyway, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing, what's driving people to behave the way that they're behaving. And that's important because, like I said, you're dealing with someone that is a soul connection. You would expect them to give you love, you would expect them to treat you nicely. Okay, let's see the underlying energy, but they're not. So it's self-denying, self-denying. So that's what's actually underlining the underlining energy. So I feel like you're in connection with someone that's acting like they're a martyr, someone that is giving up too much of their power, and it's because of guilt, shame. I feel as if you're connected to someone that's still connected to somebody else, and they don't want to be connected to somebody else, but due to their own fear of the unknown, they stay connected, because I feel like they're not happy, but they're also not miserably uncomfortable either. And there's a sense that they feel that they are going to be a lot more uncomfortable if they have to leave this connection. So they're self-denying themselves to having real love, true love, to living their truth. So I feel like this person just stays in a very low vibrational frequency because they're not learning, they're not evolving, they're living safe, they're living an illusion, they're creating facades, and they're living in alignment with that. And so it's not real. So it's a very lonely place. It's a place that's lonely because they're not going to really let anyone into their life to see that they don't really have a life if they're still connected to someone else. But then also when they're connected to this someone else, they're giving of their resources, they're giving of their time, they're giving of their energy. So it's like this person can't really move forward either because they're not saving their money, they're not saving their things. And mainly it's because, hey, well, they like the way that it looks. They like the illusion of what it looks like. It gives them identity. So maybe at one time this person made a lot of money, they had a lot of money, and if this person really leaves the connection, they're not going to have the resources that they would. They're not going to be able to portray that they're successful anymore. This is the energy. So they say in, again, a place of self-denying. And so obviously you would never get into a connection, or maybe you would get into a connection with someone that's connected to someone else, but I'm kind of feeling like that's not what happened. I feel like you didn't know that this person was connected to anyone else because they give the illusion like they're single. Wanted. I feel like this is more towards this person. It's like they don't come anywhere towards you because of their past. It's like this person stays stuck because they say, well, look, at one time I thought that this relationship was going to work out. And every other relationship I thought that was going to work out, and it never does work out. So I stay stuck because I don't really feel like you're haunted. You're the only way that you're haunted is by what they did to you. And that was pretend to be a soulmate twin flame when they're really a karmic mate, because they're not willing to do the work. See, a karmic can step into their a divine. They can at any time. We have free will to choose. This person, again, chooses to deny themselves, but they're denying themselves because of the illusion that they want to create. So again, giving too much to others, and that's what I'm saying is they are giving all their time, all their energy to this karmic. And understand it makes them feel better about themselves, and it makes life easier in their mind, but I'm not really feeling like it's making it easier because there's a sense that that karmic is still not satisfied. And I don't know why I'm feeling that, but I'm just feeling like this person doesn't move forward because they're afraid of what might happen. They don't put any time towards you to give to you, because again, that would break the illusion of who they want to portray that they are. So it's a catch-22. This person would actually have to walk away from the illusion, and that's walk away from the stuff, the material stuff, the money, possibly having to start completely over instead of being dutiful and to give energy to you. And this is what, again, is taking over the reading. Because like I said, I was asking about you, and I'm like, no, it's like, and it's consuming them. So let's pull from another deck and see what it was like to be in a connection with them. Disturbed, like I feel like in order for them to create the facade, they had to mentally and emotionally gaslight you continuously. So you didn't know what you were dealing with. You felt like it was starting to take a toll on you physically, because you're like thinking that you're building a connection with this person, and then over time, what you're seeing is nothing's really growing. Nothing's really, this person is not giving you what you need. And it's almost like there's a sense of you not feeling like not connecting to this person. But you would feel displaced because, again, this person isn't coming from their true self, their higher self. They're creating a facade. And in order to create the illusion of who they want you to perceive that they are, they're not able to get close to you. So you would always feel uncomfortable. You'd say, do you not want to be around me? Do you like me? I feel like even though you say that you like me, you're not showing me that you like me. You're not giving me what I need. Maybe we have a spiritual connection and I can feel that spiritual connection, but like I said, I feel like you're someone that needs more. You're someone that's like, you need to show me emotionally. You need to show me emotionally. And this person was not showing you anything emotionally. They're not allowing you to even get close. And the kicker is, it's not like this person feels connected to the people and to the person that they're overgiving and being dutiful for. They feel out of place. That's why they're giving more, in hopes to um have the environment, I feel like, go back to the way that it used to be, which was no one seemed to care. No one seemed to care what I did. If I went out and I dated, it didn't matter. The karmic looked the other way, as long as they were getting paid, as long as their needs were getting met. That's not what's happening now. So there's a sense of your person doesn't feel safe. And they shouldn't, because I even felt, I said that karmic's not satisfied, and they're not satisfied because how they see it is someone is taking your time, and in the ether, you're still you're connected to someone, you're still holding on to somebody. You're not caving. We got that story a lot in the past. But now I feel like whatever is happening is like coming to a head, where for the entire time that karmic has known that someone's been there. However, they thought they were going to be able to wait it out, hold your person up enough to make your person walk away, to make it easy. And what they see is that's not happening. So they're getting extremely emotional. And in their extreme emotion, they're creating a lot of turbulence, a lot of craziness, where the karmic is like, I want to go and I want to seek out who you're attached to, because I don't know who you're attached to, but you're attached to somebody. And since I can't control you, I'm going to control this person. I feel as if your person is like not contacting you now, because of that. So they held back because they were connected to somebody. However, now the karmic is after you. They don't know who you are, but they want to, like, they're going to go to you and say that you're breaking up their family. They're going to say that they're going to make us think. They're going to make us think. This is someone that creates a lot of drama. They create a lot of drama. Then when they can't control, they control the environment. They're someone that's very narcissistic. There's someone, and I feel like your person's terrified of them. And I feel like if anything, they're haunted. They're haunted. Like I said, they're haunted by the past of that. Again, look who I picked. I'm gonna pick somebody else that's just as fucking crazy. It's like I don't trust myself. I don't trust anybody. And this person's crazy. And I feel like they are certainly not letting that karmic near you, because that karmic would completely shame them in the public square and say, oh, you like him or her? You like him or her? He's like homeless, and he does this and he does that and he does this and he does that. And again, to like really shame and victimize your person. I feel like this karmic beats that person down. And that this is why your person is really afraid. Really afraid. Why they stay in this connection. So you felt, I feel like, forgotten. And there's a part of this person that I'm sure also feels like no one thinks about them, no one cares about them. But obviously, you being connected to this person, and like this person not giving you space, well, they not even taking their own space, you would feel forgotten. You would feel like out of place. You would feel uncomfortable because this person is hiding something huge. You know what I mean? And not just the fact that this is a crazy karmic, but that they're living a lie. They would actually have to show you who they are. And that's embarrassing. They don't even know how. They don't even know how they got in this position. And they got in this position because they never loved the karmic, and the karmic knew it. Emotionally, they never gave to the karmic. So the karmic is pissed because they're like, I feel you are not here. You are emotionally checked out. You're not giving me shit. So what happens is, like, they pull the noose tighter. They pull the noose tighter. They pull the noose tighter, meaning like, you're going to break. You're going to break it. And your person's like, I'm not breaking. So in actuality, the only love that would be able to do this is one that's really a strong love, even though you don't see your part in it. You're like, I feel forgotten about. This person's actually trying to protect you, because they're like, I can't come anywhere near you because this person is flipping crazy. And I'm terrified. I'm terrified. So I want to look and see, like, what do they feel on a deep, 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 deep level for you? Or is there any spiritual message, like, it's this person not going to be able to do anything? What do they think? This card shouldn't even be in here, but let's see what it says. It's, again, believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. So again, like fairy tale. So they almost feel the spiritual connection is a fairy tale. It does give them energy. So also the reason why this person doesn't come towards you is they're like, I'm leaving this crazy bitch, or this is what I'm really feeling. I'm leaving this, whether it's a male or a female, I'm leaving this crazy asshole, this crazy bitch, like whatever it is, one way or the other. And I need something to focus on in order to do it, to have strength. So I don't really want to hear whether or not you want to be with me or not. I'm not going to take that risk. for a lot of reasons, this person is not coming towards you. For that reason, and also I'm going to come towards you, I'm going to tell you that I'm still like have this crazy person still, you're going to not talk to me. So again, I believe that it's giving them the fantasy, right? It's like they daydream that they of the romantic ending, you know? They want the fairy tale. They want that. Because they feel your energy is so much more different than the karmic. Like the karmic is like literally controlling them, gaslighting them, use witchcraft on them. I feel like use witchcraft on you. And like the witchcraft, like that they whatever they did bounced off of you and went back onto them, created more of a separation. And that's making that karmic more and more and more and more crazy, where they almost seem like really bipolar. So whatever childhood wounds that they had are certainly coming to the forefront right now, which is actually terrifying your person, because they're like, what the fuck? I've never seen this side of this person. And it's like, no, because that karmic had facade all the time too. And now with your person, like detaching from them, there's a sense of that facade is being shattered. So they're getting more and more and more and more crazy, where I feel like again your person's like terrified. They're like, who is this person? And it's almost like I feel like this karmic is saying, like, if you would just let go of whoever is there, just why are you gonna fuck up everybody's life? Why are you gonna fuck up my life? You don't even know. Every decision that you make is an asshole one. So why are you gonna all of a sudden trust yourself now to fuck up what we have? Like, almost like, and then just going ballistic and over, and just your person is like, where was this where's the quiet person that I knew? Because I believe that the karmic played the role of very, very forgiving and very sensitive and very, like, whether they're a male or female homemaker, someone that was like wanted a family, someone that, like was very docile almost, someone that was very agreeable, someone that didn't create waves, where it was almost like your person had all the power because emotionally they never really gave this karmic. And now the karmic is like mad because they're like, you're going to leave me and you're going to give somebody else everything that you never gave me. So it's making them crazy because they're jealous, the facade, and again, whatever childhood wounds. And so your person is going through major karma, because I don't believe that it's the first time that your person's strayed. I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. Yeah, of course, they're terrified, like, because they don't really know who they are either. There are subconscious fears affecting our abilities to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping us make them conscious so we can easily attract what we want, including each other. So again, the subconscious fears is exactly what's happening to this person. They're manifesting it. And they're manifested being guilted, being manipulated, being betrayed, having someone ruin their life, having someone control their life, someone gaslighting. So their fears are actually being manifested right now, where obviously they can't be with you because of it. And I feel like that might be your thing too, where you feel like every time you have a connection with someone gets in the way of that connection. Someone has a problem with them loving you. Someone tries to betray the relationship, is what I feel. So, for some of you anyway. It's both parties feel that they can't have love. I close my eyes and I imagine you're here with me. It feels so real. I'm beginning to understand this is what it means to be in 5D with you. And this person has never really had a spiritual connection like this. And I feel like they fantasize a lot because, again, there's a sense that they don't have control over their life. So they have control over their internal life. And I feel like this brings them back to like some inner child healing that really needs to be done for this person, because I feel like it's not the first time that they've gone through an experience like this before. It's almost like they get into a relationship with someone and it's intimate and they emotionally can't give, and people put up with it, they stay in the relationship, but then it winds up being really toxic, really toxic. And then, of course, your person wants to like go and meet somebody else. And so there's a sense of your person knowing that they're a part of the problem, reflecting on how did I get here? That's all I keep seeing. How did I get here? I'm tired of being away from you physically. I'm trying to process my fears so I can come back to you. Yeah, they're tired of this situation. That's what they're tired of. And they know that they can't stay in this situation, and they've gotten to this place where they're like, whether it's you or someone else, no one's going to want this, no one's going to want the karmic, no one's going to want to be with someone that's being controlled by someone else. I need to take control over my own life. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. So I feel like if they're not already in the process, they will, again, because they're really uncomfortable. And the irony is that the karmic doesn't want your person to leave them. And they're actually making that person leave them faster, because your person, I feel like, had to get really uncomfortable, to leave, because they were stuck in being fearful of, what are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? And in the fear of what are you going to do to me, this person wasn't doing anything, but now it's almost like, I already see what you're doing to me and I'm so uncomfortable, and you're only becoming like worse. We don't get along at all. We don't get along. This isn't working at all, because your person can't just go back to being complacent. If they're going to stay with the karmic, they actually have to emotionally give to the karmic, make it really look like they're together, like make this person love them almost. Make your person love them. And it's like your person doesn't love this person, doesn't, because again, they're too much like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you need to make it up to me, and no, I'm going to guilt you for not loving me, I'm going to. So they're caught up in that, so much so. But like I said, your person's protecting you, they're protecting you. That's why they're not here. But we have to say, why did you attract this person? What are you supposed to be learning during this time of separation? For those of you that want to be with this person, for those of that you don't want to be with this person, it would still be the same spiritual lesson that you'd have to learn. What did you do during the time that you were like dealing with this person? Because when you're dealing with this person, you had to be getting triggered, because the whole time they're like carrying on, like they want to be in a relationship, but they're not giving anything because they're still connected to somebody else. So, obviously your needs weren't being met. So, what were you supposed to learn from going through that experience? Because without awareness, you can't really integrate this, you can't integrate the spiritual lesson. So disassociated, we know that that's from trauma. So when we've gone through severe trauma in our childhood, we detach. And then what happens is we disassociate. That's when we say I know what happened, but I don't have an emotion one way or the other about it. And I have forgotten aspects of the experience. And an aspect of the experience would be I was sexually abused. I don't remember that part, what actually happened, but I know what happened. My spirit knows what happened, but I don't have an emotion one way or the other. And it was like I was watching someone else go through the experience. And so I feel like you had that trauma in childhood. And obviously, so did your person, because they are going through an experience right now that is putting them back in this energy, the trauma where they had detached for a long period of time. In order for them to stay connected to the karmic, they live disassociated. And that is what the karmic is like. This is going to end right here and right now because you're not giving me what I want. You're still holding on to somebody else, and I want to know who that somebody else is, and I'm gonna rip them apart. I don't care who they are. It's like, and so your person doesn't really know what to do. They're stuck and frozen. They just know that they're not going to contact you, that they're going to stay as far away from you as possible because of that karmic. But they have to leave that karmic. They're like protecting you, but they're like stuck and frozen for themselves. They're being oppressed again. So maybe again, these are your inner child wounds, but look how these are mirroring this person's. I feel like you've gone through the same exact energy. I feel like you also had a parent that it can kept your energy down, again, oppressed you, didn't allow your unique unfoldment process, told you who to be, told you what you were, and again, it was nothing that was positive. That's oppressed. Someone put on to you. That's past family karmic debt. That's ancestral karmic debt. When we are brought up in a family that our parents are extremely controlling, and not just controlling, but are controlling in a forceful way, in a way that is really degrading, shameful, and one that actually shakes the child to the core. It's the same energy as being sexually abused in actuality. When a person is oppressed, so down, and they're like really being held down, you see like how this person is stepping on this person's head. It's like, again, that I'm going to keep you down. And that's what this person's going through right now. You're witnessing it. So maybe at one time you allowed people to control you also out of fear. And that's a trained behavior from childhood that unfortunately will continue to karmically play out in a person's life until they stand up for themselves, until they find their courage, and they have to come to a place of love. This person actually does have love for you. They're figuring things out, but right now, what they're you know but they're dealing with the trauma from the past. It's not just the situation, because they haven't learned the spiritual lesson yet. That's how they got in this situation to begin with. And you're on the sideline. You're not even in this reading. It's all about the karmic and this person, and how the karmic is getting crazier and crazier and crazier, and your person's being pushed to leave. It's a very uncomfortable process. It's a very slow process, because it's also the downfall and the breaking away of the ego on everyone's self, on the karmic self, on your persons, on themselves. Because remember, the relationships created an illusion and misunderstood, so which actually would also make you feel misunderstood, just if someone's continually keeping your energy down, right? To stealing your energy, telling you who to be, why to be. then you feel as if you're misunderstood, or you go into every single relationship feeling misunderstood, which is just that you feel inadequate. You feel like you don't belong. You feel like there's something wrong with you. And you feel that way because, again, you were brought up in an environment that someone beat you down, beat you down, beat you down. So you became sensitive. So I feel like your person and you have are mirroring the same energies. You're both highly sensitive people, and you were brought up in an environment that didn't allow your unfoldment process. Sensitives are different, they're emotional. And so I feel as if you both weren't allowed to process your emotions. So there's a really strong 5D connection. There's a real strong, like, soulmate connection where this person knows that they're supposed to be with you. And if they were unsure, they certainly know now, because they're, again, in this connection with this crazy person that is losing their mind by the day. They're getting worse. They're not getting better. I feel like your person thought eventually that it would evolve back to where they could just exist. That's not happening. It's, and what keeps them stuck is that they feel like no one likes them. They feel like they're like a misfit, misunderstood. But that's the energy before the karmic. That's the energy, again, from their childhood. That's why they got into a relationship with the karmic, because karmic was super sweet, super nice, very giving, very loving, and but your person never loved them. Yes, they created memories and they had nostalgia, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm passionate in love. But that's why the karmic is angry. It's like, all this work I've done, everything that I've done, it should have worked. I've done everything and normally it works. You're leaving, you're not, and really your person, like I said, they would have stayed. But the karmic is actually making them leave. And that's the irony of it. And here it is, it's like pushing them to change because they're uncomfortable. And I feel like you can relate to that. So there's a sense of you've gone through it. You have empathy. You're more spiritual. This person's not spiritual. They just figured out what 5D means. They've never had this. They're not emotionally intelligent. In order for them to get into a relationship with the karmic that has this much control, believe me, they're not emotionally intelligent. They didn't notice the signs. Joy. So obviously, if someone's keeping your energy down, they're stealing your joy. They're not allowing you to be your true self, your higher self. So again, when we're living our true self, we really are in a place of our passion, and that's when we have joy. That's when we can attract other joyous things to us. So I feel like during this time, it was mainly like, I feel like you've watched this. And really, it was just to nurture yourself because you too were brought up in the same environment. And when you've been brought up in the same environment as this, it means you haven't developed yourself enough. You haven't created yourself enough. So you didn't get into a negative connection with anyone. So you didn't have to go through the karmic consequence because you, again, said, you're not giving me what I want. This person chose to stay, chose to be in that karmic connection, but due to fear, they're being pushed to change. I feel like during this time, it's to nurture yourself, and it's to always nurture yourself, to always give yourself joy, always be in the highest vibration by connecting to other like-minded people, to do the things that bring you joy, to stay in that energy. Because like I said, I feel like this person doesn't really know how to be in a relationship. They tend to be very codependent. And if you continue to nurture yourself and you decide to be in a relationship with this person, then you'll be teaching them what it looks like to take care of yourself. as I said, I feel like this person is not very spiritually evolved. So they tend to be more logical and analytical, and they would bring certain traits to the relationship. It's not that they don't want to do that. It's just their love would be to do, and that would probably be to like fix something, to buy you something, to cook you something, to do something for you, to an act of service, to show you, not really verbalize. And so it's for up to you to show this person that you have a love affair with your life that's completely separate from from that with this person's life, so that they create themselves, so that they have a life that's separate from you, and then you have the life together. That's what not being codependent is all about. When you grow up in an environment with a person that steals your energy and oppresses your energy, well, clearly you haven't gone out and created yourself. You were too afraid to. And so now is the time to do it. It doesn't mean you can't be in a connection with this person, but understand there's great potential for codependency unless you nurture yourself and get some passions outside of this person, so you can create boundaries so that they feel safe. I feel like they feel like they can be in a safe connection with you because you're not up their ass. They walked away from you. You didn't fight for them. But look what the Karmic's doing. The Karmic's like, I don't care, like, whether you're gonna like love me or not. I don't care. Like, I own you. Big difference. But that's what it took for this person to really see. We've been getting similar storylines to this storyline, but this really went deep into what's going on with the Karmic. Because I feel like your person's not doing anything to influence this connection. It's the Karmic that is. And so let's end it and say, well, what does God tell us? And this is a collective reading. So, some of you guys are going to take this person back. Some of you guys won't. A new opening. When one door closes, I am confident another will open, and it will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings challenges and acknowledges the opportunities and learning they present to me. Serenity comes from within. So I feel like you learned this test, and the universe is saying right now this person's tied up with this Karmic. So again, the door is closed. Go out and create yourself. Nurture yourself. You have to, again, give yourself the joy. If this person comes back, then you have something to compare to, whether or not you want to be with this person, whether this person's on the same vibration as you. Understand, if you're giving yourself so much energy and love, again, something that's for your betterment is obviously going to make you feel emotionally fulfilled, then this person comes into your life has to show you that they either match that energy or exceed that energy. Otherwise, if you just take this person back and you haven't nurtured yourself and you haven't gone out and found joy and the things that bring you joy, then you wouldn't know how you got into a codependent relationship to begin with. You have nothing to gauge. You don't have discernment because you don't have balance. Your second chakra is your unique individuality that allows you to go with the flow of life, that gives you balance, gives you a choice of focus when you go through rough times. It also gives you better perception of being able to see when things are not. Your intuition is sharper, is what I'm trying to get at, because you can tell when something's off because you're not so close up to the picture. You're not emotionally clouded by your emotions. You're actually more present in the moment. And that's how divine guidance comes on. It comes on when you're not even really thinking. you're thinking about something else, and then you just notice something in the environment that, you know, draws your intuition, your perception, that it's off. And that's when you're able to then set appropriate boundaries. Because if you're going to be in a connection with this person, you're the person that's going to have to navigate the relationship. They're not emotionally, spiritually intelligent. It doesn't mean that they don't have gifts. They have them in other places. So I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon.